What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Arizona varsity coaching interview. Today, I'm joined by brand new first-year head coach Jacob Rutter, just named the head coach at Arizona College Prep on Monday. Coach, I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to sit down and talk with me. And first of all, before we even get into the job or anything, I got to know, did you find out that you were getting the job on the golf course?
I did not,
Okay.
but I did play golf shortly after finding out that I got the job. So
Okay.
it was within 24 hours I was playing golf.
There
Yes.
we go. Sounds great. Well, welcome, I guess, to the Chandler area, in a sense, one of the best parts of the state of Arizona, in my opinion. But you're a friend for the Chandler area. You played high school football at Basha and Chandler, and so I guess to kind of start all of this and just talking about this opportunity as a kid who is from Chandler. Is this sort of a full circle movement, full circle moment in a sense for you?
Yeah, absolutely. That is one of the parts that attracted me so much to the job, and one of the most exciting parts of the job was not only am I from Chandler, I grew up in the ACP boundary. Had ACP existed when I was in high school, I would
Hmm.
have been able to walk to school. My parents still live in the same neighborhood I grew up in, right behind ACP, about a mile away. My wife teaches at the charter school right next door. It's very much Chandler is where I grew up, but even more specifically, where ACP is located is within a mile of where I grew up. The Los Favs that me and my friends ate at
It's the best Los
all the
Fobs in
time
the
in high
state.
school. I think so. I'm pretty biased, but I think it's the best Los Favs in the state. So like that Los Favs is the Los Favs I've been going to for 10 plus years. So it's yes, going back to Chandler is nice, but to double down on that, it's a full circle moment to go back to the part of Chandler that I'm from.
That's awesome. I love to hear it. Your name was sort of tossed into this mix for this job as soon as it became available. I guess how soon did you realize that you wanted to throw your name in for this job and apply for this job? And sort of how did that whole process go about getting it?
Yeah, I Um, wasn't actively sure yet what I wanted to do. I love my experience here at Highland and Coach Farrell and everything that we've done over here. So I was interested in the head coaching pool and had actually reached out to the athletic director when I was considering applying for a different job. And that didn't pan out. So I just was like, okay, I'll just wait and stay where I'm at. And ACP actually called me within 24 hours of the announcement and said, hey, this job is open as of this morning. And your name's already been circulated. You're obviously a former teacher and coach here at ACP. Would you consider interviewing for this job? Is this a job that you'd consider coming back for? And I was like, yes, absolutely. So within 24 hours of the job being posted, my application was in and I was ready to roll.
You obviously have already spent some time at ACP. What kind of excites you about getting back to the school and then seeing the success they've had in the years since you've been there and going there and continuing to build upon it?
Yeah, I mean I know a lot of the kids coming back, so that's part of it is exciting because the seniors that are there now were there when I was a freshman. So
Mhm.
the seniors that are graduating right now and then the incoming seniors, the class of 27s are all kids that I coached when they were younger. So really excited to kind of get back and work with some of those kids. The excitement of like I know the inside of ACP and the potential that it has and the growth that is happening there. It's bursting at the seams, and that's something that really excites me because when you talk about building high school athletics, you have to have population, you have to have the numbers, you have to have the size. So like I've seen ACP grow rapidly, and I've seen what can happen when you pour into a program and invest into a program there. And I think we can do the exact same thing with football. Obviously, the last two coaches that have been there, the last three coaches that have been there have found some success as it's grown. And I'm excited to kind of build on that, but see if we can also take ACP to that next level.
What what is it for this job about you? You know, for a lot of these kids who have been on this ACP team, they haven't had a lot of stability throughout the last couple of years. There's been lots of movement, whether it's coaches or players or stuff like that. What about sort of the stability of the program you're looking forward to bringing over the next couple of years?
Yeah. One, a lot of coaches from that 2024 staff are coming back, and that state championship team. So, one, the kids have some familiarity. It's not like they're completely learning a million new faces. I obviously
Mhm.
will be a new face. Some of the other guys will be new faces, but I'm excited to bring some of the guys back that they know. I also am a Chandler kid, and I plan on bringing a lot of familiar faces from CUSD, and I'm excited to kind of get to let people know as they become coaches with ACP. But there's a lot of familiar faces, a lot of big name faces from Chandler schools that are coming back to coach with me at ACP. So I think the kids will be excited, and the parents in the community will be excited of bringing back our own, and that provides stability. We aren't job hopping or just taking the next job as we come. This is our home, this is our city, and we're excited to be here for a long time. So that's something that I'm looking forward to.
What's the excitement like for you just to, sort of have, not in a sense free reign, but the ability to build your own staff now and bring in, the people that you're closest with and know that you can succeed with?
I think the excitement any first head coach gets, or any just new head coach gets, is the excitement of the unknown, and the new challenges that lie ahead, but also the fact that I surround myself with really good people and really good coaches that are excited to build something together. Obviously, the fun part of being a head coach is you get to hire your friends, and you get to hire people that you've coached with that you enjoy coaching with.
Yeah.
So I get to bring back guys that I like being around and I like being in the trenches with. So that's something that really excites me.
Are there any things in particular that you take from whether your playing days or your time the last couple years at Highland that you're really going to implement as a head coach, or just, other things you've taken away from your various spots you've stopped at?
Yeah. I think my story in football also mirrors a lot of what these kids are going through as far as resiliency, and I think that that's a lifelong skill, and I want to kind of, one, celebrate these kids for their resiliency, but continue to focus on that. I mean, going to two different high schools and not getting my senior year to play was tough. I played for three different head coaches in college, so I resonate with these kids a lot. I had a new coach every year of college that I ever played, and then my senior year um, was my fourth coordinator. So it might have been the same head coach, but it was a new coordinator. So it just was constant revolving door. So I get that sometimes you got to be resilient through that, and I'm excited to bring that to the program of kids that already have it. And another thing that I've just learned in playing and coaching is just you have to believe in the process. You can't be results oriented. So you have to love to practice and not love it. It's not always the most fun, but I have to love and be intense and be intentional with practice. And I have to love the weight room, and I have to love sprinting in the spring and getting faster and getting stronger and playing multiple sports, and that all is part of the process. If all you do is talk about winning and what football can give you and the scholarships it'll give you and the Twitter and the Instagram credibility it'll give you, you will never be you'll never be fulfilled. But if you commit to being resilient and you commit to the process, the game can give you so much back. So those are some things I'm excited to bring.
You bring up good points to talk about the process. There's a lot of distractions in this day and age, whether it's, at the high school, college, or professional level. How do you, as a head coach, plan on keeping your kids instilled in that process and keeping their mind out of the things that might distract them from the common goal for you guys, which I'm sure ultimately is winning a championship?
Yeah. Providing opportunities to do the process is the number one way to do it. When there's a lot of downtime and there's not a lot of avenues and there's not a lot of access, that's where kids get bored and they start looking for attention other places, or they get distracted. I mean, we all have been there. So I encourage multi-sport athletes. I want our kids wrestling or playing basketball in the winter. I want them running track or playing baseball in the spring. Do multiple things that develop you as an athlete and as a person that can keep you on the narrow path to success. It doesn't always have to be football all year round. Obviously, as a track coach, I encourage kids to run track, but there have been some phenomenal football players, both at Highland and at ACP, that I've coached that have been fantastic baseball players in the spring. So finding ways to do that is huge. And then those that aren't, like finding avenues to do it, whether it be our own 7-on-7 team and being intentional about summer lifting and summer off season and conditioning and just providing avenues to keep kids focused is how I plan on kind of eliminating and blocking out the noise. And then, you just the classic Nick Saban line, reminding kids and teaching kids what rat poison is.
Mm.
And that's positive and negative. You don't want to smell your own flowers for too long and um, have everybody tell you how great you are, because then you'll believe it and you'll stop doing the things that made you successful in the first place. So I think teaching kids what distractions are helps them avoid them.
I know, obviously, defensive coordinator at Highland, but you're also the head track coach too. Do you plan on coaching track at ACP in any capacity? I'm sure maybe not the head track coach, but still being involved with that program.
Yeah, that's still to be kind of worked out and determined. Both of the head track coaches at ACP are former assistants of mine where I was when I was there, and I'm super proud of them. They're crushing it right now. They're continuing the success that we built a couple years ago. They just have taken it and run with it. They have obviously opened that door and offered for me to have an opportunity to come back. To what capacity that is, I don't know, but I won't be the head coach. I can tell you that. But I can't imagine myself staying away from the track for too long.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I don't know what capacity that looks like yet, but um, it will not be a head coach, but I won't be able to stay away.
yeah, absolutely. What is kind of your message to ACP players or parents or anyone else involved in the program that might be watching this?
My message to them is to continue to be resilient, to continue to fight, to continue to trust the process, but to also understand the situation they're in is that ACP was just ranked the number one school in the state of Arizona. Um, It is the best public education you can get in the entire state. So first and foremost, we're student athletes, and if you're sending your kid to ACP, football matters, but also you're setting these kids up for a tremendous amount of success down the road. I think tomorrow on National Signing Day, they're signing 8 football players, and then several other football players are signing to do other sports. I know there's a football guy that's signing to run track in college. There's a football player who's signing to play baseball in college. ACP is going to be the best opportunity to get your kids, regardless of what their skill level is, regardless of their athletic ability, to the next level. So we are going to give your kids the best possible experience that we can. And we'll continue to do that at ACP. And then with that, the results and the championships will follow because the product that ACP delivers is second to none.
Have you had any conversations with Coach Zellner at all, just about this team and some of the players on it and what there is to expect?
I haven't yet. It's been such a blur. Of like the interview process was pretty rigorous, and it was just 3 straight days in a row, boom, 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 and then all of a sudden the announcement goes out on social media. I meet the team, and here we are. So I haven't had a chance to sit down with Coach Zellner. I do know some of the assistant coaches and some of the players coming back, so I'm really excited. I think the world of Gunnar Schmidt. I watched ACP beat Mountain Point last year. I was in the stands of that game because we were on a bye week. Um, I really like JJ Horn, the running back. I think he's got a tremendous amount of skill. There's a ton of linemen coming back. There's a ton of skill guys coming back. Defensively, I know they're going to be young. They graduated a lot of starters, but I've already dug into huddle a little bit and seen some of the guys that got coming back, and I move quickly, and I'm excited for that team. I think that any team, regardless of how many guys you bring back or lose, that has built that level of toughness and grit, is going to be a team that can put it all together when the season starts. So,
Absolutely. Well, Coach Rutter, really do appreciate you taking some time out of your day to talk, and looking forward to seeing you as part of a CUSD school once again, and being able to lead this team, and hopefully, lots of good stuff for you guys to come in the future. And I'm sure we'll be talking with you and lots of other people on your team when it comes to C-Town rivals here pretty soon. So, Coach, appreciate you. Best of luck, and we'll definitely catch up down the road.
yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it, and maybe we'll get another round of golfing sometime. All right,
I'm always down with that. That's always
with
good.
all my copious amounts of free time.
Well, it's going to go down a lot more now that you're a head
I
coach.
know,
So
I know.
we'll
So,
have to
all right,
see. The
man,
golf time I have to go on hold. Coach,
for
appreciate
sure.
you taking some time.
Yep, no problem, man. Take care.